In the frigid grip of the North Atlantic, a pirate ship battles the elements. 47 men huddle together in the dark, their bodies soaked, their spirits unyielding. The temperatures dip below freezing, and yet, somehow, by morning, not one has succumbed to hypothermia. Modern survival experts marvel at their resilience. These men defied every rule of cold weather survival, embracing danger with reckless abandon. They drank alcohol, slept in wet clothes, and allowed rats to roam their sleeping quarters. Heavy rocks piled onto an already unstable ship, every choice seemingly wrong. Yet they survived. The first rule of survival in the cold: find a heat source. For pirates, that rule was a ghost. One meager fire, an iron stove in the galley, sealed and caged, far from where the crew slept. A wooden ship is a bonfire waiting to ignite. Wood, tar, canvas. A single spark could spell disaster. Fire was managed with fear, no braziers, no torches near their hammocks. Darkness enveloped the crew, cold creeping in. Yet in the bowels of the ship lay the orlop deck, a sealed chamber beneath the waterline. No air, no light, a place that would terrify most. But amid the freezing Atlantic, the seawater held steady at 50 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit. This wooden hull became a thermal barrier, insulating the crew from the icy ocean. It wasn't warmth, but survivability, with 30 men breathing together. And then there were the clothes they wore, drenched from the sea. Every survival guide warns against sleeping in wet garments. Cotton and linen become lethal, yet pirates had no choice. They worked and slept in soaked fabric, night after endless night. What modern science deems a death sentence turned into a twisted form of survival. Wool, however, was their ally. Unlike cotton, wool traps air even when wet. Despite being drenched, experienced pirates took wool a step further, treating it with lanolin, a natural oil from sheep's wool. They created a crude, water-resistant coating that repelled moisture. No modern materials, just oil-soaked wool that reeked, yet provided the best protection against the elements of the time. The original waterproof jacket, but then there was the rum. Ask any pirate about warmth, and they would point to their barrels of rum. It was a staple consumed daily, often more than fresh water. Rum was currency, medicine, and a morale booster all in one. Yet the irony lay in its chilling effect. As it coursed through their veins, it dilated blood vessels, drawing warmth away from their core. They felt warmth, but it was a mirage, and soon they would be colder than grog, a mix of rum with hot water, sugar, and lemon. offered a temporary reprieve. It created real warmth, albeit fleeting, for about 20 minutes. That morning cup did not revive them, but it pushed their frozen bodies back to minimal function. And when the winds howled and the cold crept in, the rum dulled their suffering, allowing them to escape into sleep. Then there was another oddity: the rats. Hundreds of them scurried through the orlop deck, creating an unthinkable scene for modern hygiene standards. Why not eliminate them? Because seasoned sailors realized that the presence of these vermin slightly raised the ambient temperature. In a sealed space, rats, warm-blooded mammals, added crucial degrees to a precarious situation. It was survival, knowledge passed down through generations. The pirates learned to coexist with these unwelcome companions. They understood that, in winter, the battle against vermin would come later, in July. The rats were not pets, but unexpected allies, contributing to a precarious balance between life and death. But the most astonishing tactic involved hot rocks. Imagine the captain's horror when someone suggests loading red-hot stones into the hull. Yet, some crews embraced this method before sailing into northern waters. They heated ballast stones on the beach until they glowed. These stones radiated warmth for hours, turning the cargo whole. This technique was not born of piracy, but borrowed from Scandinavian fishermen, survivors of the North Sea's brutal winters, long before the golden age of piracy. Pirates stole not only cargo, but also survival wisdom, adapting it for their own use. The stones provided warmth, but they also served a second purpose. Fresh drinking water risks freezing solid in extreme cold. Surrounded by ocean, these men could die of thirst as their barrels turned to ice. But by surrounding the barrels with heated ballast stones, they kept the water liquid, ensuring survival in the most dire. Each choice seemed reckless, yet together they formed a tapestry of resilience. The pirates, with their rum, wet clothes, rats, and heated stones, crafted an unpredictable strategy that defied conventional wisdom. They thrived in an environment that should have claimed their lives. As the ship sailed through the icy expanse, the crew remained unaware of how close they danced to the brink of death. The lessons they learned were not written down, but etched into their very existence, passed with every wave crashing against the hull. The men fought not just the elements, but also the notion of defeat. They became masters of survival, embracing the chaos that's in the heart of the North Atlantic. The pirate ship continued to navigate the storm, buoyed by an unyielding spirit and a collection of unconventional survival tactics. Each decision, no matter how wrong it seemed, forged, and so they sailed on, a testament to the power of human ingenuity and the unexpected ways in which life endures against all odds. The pirates, living proof that sometimes, in the face of despair, the most improbable choices can lead to survival. The secrets of their survival lay not in perfect conditions or well-laid plans, but in their ability to adapt, to embrace the strange, and to turn misfortune into a lifeline. For every rule they broke, they found a way to thrive, a lesson